Good Wednesday morning, fourth and fifth period. Today we're going to focus on literacy rate and standard of living in the Middle East. We will also do Sunni and Shia, but first let me explain to you literacy rate and standard of living. Let's remember in your calendar, you click on today, there are two things, literacy rate, Sunni and Shia. We click on literacy rate, it tells you exactly what you are supposed to do today. So, the first thing that I need for you to do is to read page 96 in your CRCT coach book, right? It defines what literacy is, it defines what a standard of living is, and then there is this awesome chart. This chart focuses on countries. It tells you their literacy rate for males, literacy rate for females, and then their GDP per capita, which means per person. So what you do is you take the country's total GDP, the total amount of goods and services that are produced in a country in a year, and you divide it by how many citizens that they have. So in Bahrain, we have a literacy rate of 86.5, males are 88.6, females are 83.6. We'll talk about why females are usually lower in a minute. And then GDP per person is $32,000. What I want you to do is I want you to compare that rate with places like Gaza. Very poor, where the Palestinians live, their literacy rate is high, but their GDP is very, very low, 1,100. There's a document that I want you to open today. It's called Literacy Rate and Standard of Living. It is this sheet. There's a different chart on here that includes Afghanistan in it. So I want you to read this. Then there's a page that you need to do to define all of these things. Then there are questions about all of the data that you see. So this is part one of today. Part two is the Sunni and Shia. So it says on here, let's read page 94 in the CRCT coach book. All right, so we're going to turn over, back a page actually. And in 94, it talks about the origin of the division between Sunni and Shia Muslims. So all you have to do is read. And then I have a newspaper article that I want you to go to. So just click this, copy it, put it in your URL up top, paste, go. And so there's an article. No, you don't want to subscribe. There's an article, what is the difference between Sunni and Shias? So all that I want you to do is read. It's not long, that's it, okay? 4 paragraphs. When you get done with that, there is a video that I want you to watch over this material, okay? So there's a video as well. Then, in a Google Drive, I want you to answer this question, and I want you to do it with at least 5 to 6 sentences. What is the reason for the division between Sunni and Shia Muslims? Okay, so just create a document, save it, Sunni and Shia, and when I get back on Thursday, we will discuss these things. If you have time at the end of class, of course, you can watch CNN Student News. Thank you for being awesome this week for your sub, and I will see you tomorrow.